So today's lesson is just some reminders about editing and some of the things that will be involved in the correcting common errors practice for today. So if you looked at that set of sentences, it's basically a hot mess of editing problems, but some of the basic skills for today involve capitalization, especially with abbreviations, homonyms, and quotation marks. So just as a reminder, you obviously need to capitalize beginnings of sentences. But today also a reminder that if someone starts speaking in the middle of a sentence and it's a direct quote, you also capitalize the quote. You capitalize names, obviously, but also titles like Dr. or Mrs. or President or something when it's used as a title. And then any places or proper nouns, anything that could be on a map. Anything that could be on a name tag, anything that could be on a sign. Names of stores because they're on signs, but not the word store. So example would be our leader is called a president. You would not need to capitalize president because it's just a generic term. But if you change it and call the person president so-and-so, you capitalize it. So the big deal is titles. A reminder about abbreviations. So if an abbreviation is all capitalized and you do not need periods, like SOL testing, you don't need like S period, O period, L period. If it has lowercase and uppercase or just lowercase, then you use periods. So you have a couple ways of doing things like AM and PM. You could do all caps or all lowercase with periods, but not lowercase with no periods. I think it's easier just to do all caps and then you don't have to worry about periods. So it's kind of nice. So homonyms are those fun little words that sound like another word but they're spelled differently and have completely different meanings. The only way that you can really check these is to be aware of it and to look them up. Because usually a spell check is not going to catch a homonym because it's technically a word spelled correctly. So this week there's a few you should look for. Week, here, your, there, its, and sight. And just know the difference in usages. You're welcome to ask me or you can look them up. So the big skill this week is how to use quotation marks correctly. Quotation marks are used to show exact words. So if you paraphrase someone or you summarize what someone said, you don't put quotation marks. If someone starts speaking either in a sentence or in dialogue or something like that, then you would put 2 quotation marks before the words they say and after the exact words they say. And if it says something like he said, she said, you don't put quotation marks around that. So here's an example. My mother asked, comma, do you want to come with me? Question mark. So my mother asked is the first part and then a comma and then capitalized do. You put the quotation marks after the question because the question was part of it. So what would you say, he asked, to stopping for pizza on the way home? So the actual words this person said are, what would you say to stopping for pizza on the way home? So this is not a question in itself, what would you say? So you don't need a question mark right there. And the words he asked are not part of his exact quote, so they are kind of left out. You only need quotes around exact words. I told him I thought that would work. Does not need quotation marks because most likely you didn't say, I thought that would work. You might have said, I think that could work in the present tense. So if it is a paraphrase, you don't need quotes. The big deal will be this type of structure where there might be a pause or a dialogue tag in the middle, like he said, she said. You don't need quotation marks around that. So today you are going to edit these little dillies right here and send them to me, please. I'm going to be real picky, so you need to be really picky. And if you get stuck, you're welcome to email me or text or call on my Google Voice, whatever you need. Good luck.